Hey y'all, in today's video we're going to take a look at the SQL Server ROUND function. Let's get to work. So I want to demystify completely the ROUND function for you. So by the end of this video, you'll not just be able to get by with the ROUND function, but you'll actually understand how to use it and apply it in your job or your client situation. So where I am in SQL Server SSMS is I'm using a table out of the AdventureWorks database called product. And I'll actually include the product table and this SQL script in a GitHub link in the video so that you can download that at your convenience and use it. You'll have to import the Excel spreadsheet for the product table, but other than that, you'll be good to go. But let me first just show you the data we're going to be working with. We're going to be actually looking at a field in the product table called list price right over here. And you can see that, there's, 295 rows. There's a price in every row. But another thing I want you to see is that that column for list price is actually of a data type money. Now, money is a special data type that's specific to, in essence, a currency data type. And if you look up the documentation, there's actually money and there's small money. And there's this range, just like integer, that you can put in there. And this guy is actually, the precision on this is to the 10,000th, which means that you get 4 decimal places. All right. And that's going to come in to be important when we start looking at using the round function on this particular example. So that's the data, that's the table. Now let me go over here to the SQL that I've already typed in. Now what I want to do is just kind of walk you through column by column what's happening here. So column 1 is just the list price, right? So if you look here, the list price is just, so I'm just saying select the list price and print it out here, right? Show the result, right? What ends up happening, and actually it looks quite nice there, but where this round function comes in, at least for me all the time, is when I start doing some math with numbers, especially multiplying and dividing, and division is the real big winner in causing the issue. And what happens when I go from column 1 to column 2? So column 2 is this guy right here, list price divided by 3. Now I just arbitrarily picked 3. It doesn't have to be 3. It just depends on the application you're working on. But this division takes what looks like a nice money feature, right? And now I've got 4 decimals, right? And depending on what I'm doing, I want that to be to the nearest penny, to the nearest tenth of a dollar, maybe the nearest dollar, $10, 100th, so on and so forth. So really all you have to do here is you take this value, right? This value of list price divided by 3. So start just thinking about that as a variable, right? So list price divided by 3. And we use the round function that's pre-delivered in SQL. And we go parentheses around the value, which is list price divided by 3. And then if you follow through here, and I've got a typo as I was doing this, you'll see that we're going to have a column that's to the 100th, or to the nearest penny, nearest dime, to the $1, the $10, and the $100 area. Let me run this, and then we'll correlate the data. All right, so list price we already talked about. List price divided by 3, that's where we get the issue. If we want to get to the nearest penny, that's this guy, round list price divided by 3, and go over. This 2 means to go over 2 decimals and round it, right? So if we look at this number, 477.16666, then it will be rounded to the nearest penny to 477.17, all right? And you keep going. As you increase the number, it moves the rounding function in or over as you go, right? And that's the only thing you've got to really understand, is that you can go, to the right n number of places, and to the left n number of places, depending on what you're trying to round to. And understand, and this was something that I had to be reminded of because I hadn't used it in a while, that there's negative rounding, right? So there's a negative movement. In other words, you start at the decimal point and go left 2, and that will round you to the hundreds. So if we look at this 477, we say we want it rounded to the hundreds, then if I go over here and look, I'll move this out of the way so you can see better. You can see, let's go here. You'll see the 500, right? So 477, and then it gets rounded to 500. But if you just go along and look through here, right? So here's the penny, here's the dime, here's the ones, here's the tens, and there's the hundreds. It does it for all the rows. That is it, folks. You just have to remember that you're going to need to cast this thing as a numeric if you don't already have it. This particular example, we use money, which is technically a numeric field, so we were there. But if you didn't have a numeric field, you could simply put a cast in as part of the function, and you'll be golden. That is it for the function. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and I hope you have a great day. We'll see ya.